Welcome back to another Battle Wagon adventure. Don't let the fact that it's about 75 degrees out fool you on this New Hampshire day. It is certainly starting to be fall season. I've been doing some house projects with the changing weather, so now that it is a day that I have most of my other stuff done, I'm going to be finally getting the Battle Wagon itself ready for some winter adventures. I'll be touching one of the only parts of the car I have not previously changed that I think I still need to, and that is the wheels and tires. So let me start by getting the whole car up on the air, pulling all the wheels off, and then we'll go from there. The car is now up in the air. It is on jack stands for all four corners, and what I have done is covered myself with soap while filling a bucket of water. The next thing I'm going to be doing is scrubbing off all four wheels, getting them nice and clean as much as I can inside and out for the time I'll be spending on it. And then after that, I'll be winterizing them. I just found this kicking around in the house. I don't know what's on it. I don't want to know what's on it. It is now going to be used as a wheel scrubber. The first wheel is now finished. As you can see, it's definitely better than it was, although that is not really saying much. Most of what I was worried about is pretty much right here on all the wheels on the back side and the inside of the spoke was really gunked up, and I was just trying to get away all that really big dirt buildup. So you can see the inside still looks like hell, but don't really care about that because I can't see it, and a quick scrub is enough to break off the bulk of the big things. Not really worth getting perfect for what I'm doing, and you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. For a comparison, right, here's one I haven't cleaned. This is all the runoff from trying to clean it when it was still on the car, not that great. And then this is literally a different color. Pull this over again. I mean, substantial noticeable difference as far as that one being much brighter, much more reflective. And it almost looks like a reasonable wheel. So now that I've got it that way, you'll see what I'm doing in a sec. I'm gonna leave this one over here to dry off. I get going and clean the other three. You guys don't need to see that. Once I get them all ready to go, what I'll do is leave them out here in the sun for a little bit and then move on to the next phase of the project once they're dry. All four wheels are cleaned. It's been a little bit of time, so they're mostly dry now. What I also did is use my air compressor. I've got a hose nozzle on it so I can just spray out most of the excess moisture. And that really helps, especially on these grooved areas of the tires where you get a little more trapped inside, and here in the lug nut holes where you get a little bit of puddling. As you can see, the wheels are all substantially cleaner than they were. I also wiped the face of all the tires to try to just degrease them a bit, so that way you'll see what I'm doing in a sec, but you want a clean surface if you want anything to adhere to it. One thing that is worth noting is it was essentially a Brillo pad, a Scotch-Brite pad, whatever you want to call it, to try to clean off the bulk of the gunk. And you can see it definitely leaves a little bit of scratch marks, gouging, if you will, on wherever you use it. Not a huge deal on these because, as you can see, they're already pretty nasty and in the need of refinishing, to be frank. So honestly, a few more scratch marks isn't a huge deal, especially when you got the face is already pretty gouged and it looks like they could have potentially been curbed previously by our infamous previous owner, Marjorie. Now what I'll be doing is getting them ready for some painting. As you can see, I've already got them on a piece of the brown paper to keep any paint from going through and getting the driveway, and then I'll be masking off the majority of the tire area as well, and then once that's done I can start going on it. And by painting I mean plasti dipping, because let's be real, I bought way too much when I was doing the rest of the car and I have a bunch left over. The plasti dip is already sitting in a bucket of warm water. While I get these masked off, those will warm up and it'll be ready to go by the time I'm ready to use them. I have all four wheels masked off now well enough, and I'm going to use a piece of cardboard over there to just hold up to the edge and keep from overspraying off the edges. A lot of people are going to ask me, why didn't you use the playing card trick? And the answer is easy, because I had blue masking tape and I didn't have playing cards. So there you go. My plasti dip is now up to temp. I've got my spray gun over there, and what I'm going to do is start making coats on this. So I'm just going to do light coats at first and slowly build it up. Give it a few minutes to dry in between coats, and then I'll recoat it as necessary until it's done. Before I do that, I am going to, of course, coat my valve stems, and that way those won't be sealed in plasti dip, because that would suck. There's no reason to show all of the layers that I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep doing this and slowly coat it. As I get around the other three, the first one usually is dry enough to continue, and then so on and so forth. I'll continue doing that until these are all properly coated, and I'll show you the final result. As a Battle Wagon bonus, I also ripped out the grill so I can get rid of the chrome on this. I've gone through about 3 cans of Plasti Dip, and I've done about 5 or 6 coats per wheel overall. As you can see, it's a pretty good coverage now. There's not a whole lot of light spots. You do get a little bit of spray off on the inside of the wheel, down there after the spokes are already done. See it a little bit there too on all the wheels. But the actual coverage on the inside is good enough for what I need that I'm not really worried about it. Before, the finish on my wheels wasn't great, so all I'm really looking to do is kind of make them a uniform color again and cover up some of the hideousness that typically comes with wheels of this age. These are 14-year-old New England wheels. I mean, they really have shown their age a bit. The only place I could really consider going back and touching up a little bit more is on this wheel specifically, a bit on that outside lip. The other ones are mostly fine. I mean, one exception is right there, but again, this isn't a show car, so I really don't care. So there you have it, the Battle Wagon conversion to BBS wheels, which of course stands for Battle Wagon Black Stuff, is now complete, and these are going to dry out for a few more minutes and then go back in the car. On a similar note, here's my BBS grill, not to be confused with the ultra rare JDM BBS grill. This is going to need another coat or two. You can see it's a little light here around where the chrome is showing through on the side. Other than that, though, it's actually pretty close. So I'm going to go ahead, hit this with another coat or two. I'm not going to show it, and then I'll try my best to peel off this Subaru logo without just stripping off the entire thing.